What is the purpose of money? Money helps us buy things. Money is what we earn when we work. Money can make us more comfortable. It can also buy us better food. And as we all know, money does not necessarily make us happy. And what we may not realize is that money actually makes our lives more complicated. Hi, my name is Mateo Figueroa, and I believe that money can hurt us as much as it can help us. When I was younger, I used to be obsessed with Legos. Once I've saved up enough money, I would try and buy the newest and greatest Lego set. I would spend hours online searching to see which Legos looked the coolest and which Legos had the best reviews. Once I started building the Legos, they were fun in the moment, but after I was disappointed because I realized I could never have the fun of building the same one again from scratch. And with the younger brother, the precious things I bought with my hard-earned money frequently got broken or lost, which made me really angry and upset. Over time, I realized that the money I had spent was not worth it. The more money we have, the more choices we have, which can seem fun, but is actually often a pain. This is why we have a school uniform. For one thing, it takes away the hassle of choosing our outfits each morning, but more important than that, it takes away the emphasis on who's wearing certain brands of clothes so we can focus on learning, not who has the best brand of clothes. Sometimes we become obsessed with acquiring things, and we have more and having more and more, and we want the best things, when what we really need is very little to make us happy. An example of this is when one of our friends gets the most expensive holiday gift, then we suddenly also want to have the same thing, when before we were perfectly happy with what we already had. When we have a lot of stuff, we also have the responsibility of taking care of it, or we can lose it, like when my brothers borrow my things and forget to return them. If we donate money or receive money, where should it go? Do we donate it, save it, spend it? If we donate our money, which organization should we give it to? Local, global, animals, the poor, the environment, North Bay fire victims, the list of good causes is endless. So even if we don't want to have a lot and we want to be generous with our money, we still have the responsibility to make good choices about what we do with the money. Phew, do you see what I mean? Money is complicated. I learned more about my values around money this summer when I went to the Dominican Republic to help build a house for a local family. Before the trip, I thought that donating and giving money to the poor was a no-brainer, a simple way to do something good. Once I got there, I realized I was so far off. For one thing, I had assumptions about what the poorest people's lives would be like, but to my surprise, the people there live lives very similar to ours. There was just one major difference. Their lives were simpler. They didn't care about having a smartphone with social media to waste their time on, and they didn't have garages crammed full of stuff that they never use. The family we built the house for was extremely poor with their 5 children, but they still had a ton of fun playing baseball in their community. They played on a dirt road using a stick from the river and a tennis ball. All the children of the community had more fun playing with sticks than we do on nice grass or turf fields and using expensive equipment. I'm not saying that money isn't important. In the Dominican Republic, I also saw people with very little money, the homeless, the extremely poor, and the ones with disabilities. Their lives were very complicated because they didn't have their basic needs met. Just getting to the next meal posed many problems. Sometimes, these people would receive charity from outside organizations. I learned from our group mentor that in some cases, poor communities become dependent on these donations from people in developed nations like the U.S. In these cases, the poor never can become self-sufficient. In the 20th century, countries like the United States tried to help countries in need around the world. But while gazillions of dollars of charitable aid flowed into these countries, it didn't always improve the lives of the poor. Some people said we should stop giving money, but other people realized that charity should be used not just meet basic needs, but to help countries solve their own problems and create the opportunities for their citizens to become self-reliant. So now the most effective charities focus on partnerships to build sustainable solutions and help people become self-reliant and thrive. In the reading Alana shared with us today, St. Timothy said that wanting money is a kind of trap, and the desire can drag us down. We may want to buy foolish things or love someone for money alone instead of for who they are, God's creation. Ultimately, money may lead us to wander away from God's teachings. Instead, Timothy encourages us to be happy with the basic necessities like food, clothing, and love. Timothy reminds us that we do not bring anything into the world, and we all have baby pictures to prove this. Since we cannot take anything out except our souls when we die and go to heaven, we know for sure what is really important, not money or what it can buy us. And that's how money can distract us from the faith and the kind of life God wants us to live. We are entering the holidays, which is an exciting time to get together with family and friends. When I was younger, I couldn't wait to wake up on Christmas morning to see what was under the tree with my name on it. More recently, our family shares an experience together to celebrate with smaller gifts under the tree. I have to admit, I do remember those experiences playing apples to apples and Mexican train dominoes with my cousins, or riding 4x4s at a hacienda with my other cousins, or just sledding down a hill with my brothers, just as much as the presents under the tree. We can all make life less complicated this holiday by remembering that money and material things are not the most important part of life. In conclusion, it is important for us all to realize that money can complicate our lives. We need very little to be happy, as I saw in the Dominican Republic. According to the scriptures, we need only the basic necessities, which is a really simple and very important reminder. Instead, we need to remember to use our money to make the world a better place, rather than on things that we want but may make our lives more complicated. Thank you.